let's talk about Cameron Burgess, AJ, because what a journey. We've spoke about his journey before, but now he's stepping up to the Premier League, and who's the man who was just immense. Winning every tackle, sliding in, last-ditch tackles, winning his aerial duels, got an assist. Like, I was thinking he was going to do a Michael Keane at one stage, and when he obviously they haven't goal against us, which is not a great goal to concede, but he cut back into Chaplin, boom, trademark Connor Chaplin goal. But yeah, Cameron Burgess, my friend, let us know what you think about him.
He was going to do a Michael Keane, according to Connor Chaplin. I don't know if you've got that clip lined up for us in a bit, but he was. And Chaplin said, I'd scream very loudly to say, cut it back for me. And thankfully, Burgess heard him. And to be able to say that you've registered an assist in the Premier League is quite a big statement. Again, in the same way that you don't want to kind of talk about Ipswich's journey kind of every single week and saying this is where they've come from, you probably don't want to do the same with Burgess, because we've spoken about this a lot, but it is a hell of a journey. It really is from where he was. Even at the time, I believe, when Kieran McKenna took over at Ipswich, he wasn't really seen in any sort of great light. And now we're talking about someone who was seen in quite a poor way in League One, being one of the top performers, definitely in the last game, but also pretty much throughout when he's played, to be perfectly honest, in the Premier League, and dealing with some of the fastest and most dangerous attackers outside of the top six, which is really, really good. So it's things like he could have had a goal from the corner. He had another one that he got onto the roof of the net. He obviously sets up the goal, but then it's everything defensively. It's the blocks, it's the headers, it's the last-ditch tackles, it's timing everything to perfection. So just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And it's great that it's kind of the League One contingent that's being able to have a big impact in the Premier League. It means a little bit more, because we've all seen these guys progress through the ranks even when things weren't great, and now you're seeing them take on some of the best in the world and more than stand their own. And the interesting thing now, of course, for Kieran McKenna will be what's going to happen at left centre-back, because he also has a £15 million option to go on that side. And I think he's probably being kept out of the team by someone from Accrington Stanley who cost...
I think 750, something like that. Maybe.
Yeah, they were all in that sort of region. That was that sort of 750 fee around that sort of time, I believe. So, I mean, he's just, you mentioned about so many of these players having been with Ipswich in League One. You can go a little bit further and say that, and Kieran pointed this out afterwards, how many of them have actually played League Two football. I had to go back and check, and it's 5 of them have played in League Two. But Burgess played for Scunthorpe and Salford at that level, Jack Taylor at Barnet, Schmodix for Colchester, Chaplin for Portsmouth, and Sam Morsey at Chesterfield. And then obviously Ali Al-Hamadi coming off the bench, who was playing at that level as recently as January. So, yeah, it's not just they've been on this journey from League One. We know that some of these players were bought. They dropped down a level lower than that they probably should have been in League One at the time, but they've come from a hell of a long way. 3 of them played in the National League. Taylor, Burgess and Schmodix have all had brief spells in the National League earlier in their career. So it is a reminder. I know people are probably sick of hearing it, and there's a broader debate to be had here. A reminder of just how much Ipswich Town were up against it coming into this division. It doesn't make it any easier when you're losing games in this sort of fashion. But yeah, we're going to keep having this bigger debate about, what Ipswich should be achieving at this level throughout the season, I'm sure.